Yesterday we ended our section at 1 coulomb is equal to 6.25 into 10 to the power of 18 electrons, not electrons, the charge of the electrons. 1 coulomb is the charge. How much? 6.25 into 10 to the power of 18 electrons carrying the charge. That is the value of 1 coulomb. Yesterday we ended the session at this level. So now, before entering into the topic of current, we should learn about what are actually conductors and what are actually insulators. Why they are acting as conductors and why they are acting as insulators. This we have to know first. What are conductors actually? Conductor. What is meant by conductor? Conductor is a substance. Conductor is a substance that allows the current to pass through them. So those are the substances which allow current to pass through them. They pass the current through them. Those are called conductors. So in conductors, in our daily life, we come across many conductors like metals. All metals are conductors. Copper, aluminum, iron, all are good conductors of electricity. And we have been using copper in all our devices because it is the best conductor. Okay. In other hand, what are the non-conductors? That means insulators. What is meant by insulator? Those substances which don't allow the current to pass through them. They don't allow the current to pass through them. They restrict the flow of current. Those are called insulators. That also we come across in our daily life. Those things are plastic, rubber. While we are using a tennis screw or a tester, the grip is made up of plastic because while we are testing the existence of current by a tester, you should not give shock to the tester, then who is taking the tool. That's why it has been insulated with a PVC grip. So plastic is an insulator, rubber is an insulator because we have been using rubber gloves while doing the electrical works. Okay, wood is the best insulator. All these come under insulator. So let us write another thing, insulator. Insulator. So my dear friends, I am just telling every word in the physics. I am just emphasizing every factor because you have to know every corner of the physics. That's why I am just explaining every term in the physics. Because though it is in the examination point of view, there is no need to explain these subjects in very lengthy. But being a student of physics, why it is happening, you have to learn. Okay. So conductors are all metals, copper, aluminum, etc. And insulators are rubber, PVC, wood, etc. These are examples that we come across in our daily life. So now a point rises, why conductors are behaving like that? Why they are allowing the current to pass them? And why insulators? Why they restrict the flow of current? What is the reason? That we will know now. Okay. You see, I already told you, all the substances are made up of tiny particles called atoms. Okay. But these atoms, they differ in size and structure in substance to substance. That means some substances are having different atomic structure, size, etc. And some substances are having some size, structure, size, etc. And what happened in insulator and what happened in conductor? In conductor, the size, here I am writing, this is conductor, this is insulator. Okay. In conductor, The atomic structure is like that. The atoms are large when compared to insulator. The size of the atom in conductors are large when compared to insulator. Okay, here the size of the atom is large when compared to insulator. What happens if the size of the atom increases, and what happened if the size decreased? You know the structure of the atom. In center there is nucleus where positive charge ions called protons lie, and around the center there are orbits where electrons revolve. Is it not? These are the electrons. They revolve. Okay. So these are positive charged particles. These are negative charged particles. Always there is a sort of attraction between positive and negative. Always these positive charges will attract. They bind the electrons towards center. Okay. So when atom is large, the outer shell will not have that attraction force as they in the near shell. Okay, that's why in the outer shell the electrons move very freely. The electrons move very freely, and these moving electrons, these freely moving electrons, are the main reason that only participate in flowing of current. Okay, and they are having more spaces also. While we are discussing about insulator, the size of the atom is small when compared to conductor. Then this is nucleus where positive charge particles, protons lie, and around this electrons revolve in the orbits. Here you see the distance between nucleus and outer shell orbit is less. That's why these positive charges have more attracting power on the outer shell of the atom. So these positive charged particles will have more attraction power over the outer shell of the orbit. Okay, so in this atomic structure, they are having no free electrons. The electrons are being bound by the nucleus very tightly. Okay, that's why these free, if there is no what I mean to say, free electrons, free flow of electrons, there is no free space for the electrons to move freely. These electrons can't participate in flowing of current. That's why insulators are bad conductors. I mean to say, they don't conduct electricity to them. But conductors are conducting or allowing the current to pass them. That is the reason why conductors pass the current through them, and why insulators just behave like a non-conductor. That means to say, they don't pass the current through them. Okay, that is the reason. So the second concept, what is that? Current. What is meant by current? Current is nothing but the flow of electrons. The flow of electrons in a definite direction. The direction is mandatory, and the flow of electrons is called current. Current is nothing but how it is defined. It is defined as the flow of electrons in a definite direction. Okay. So how the electrons will flow? What is the direction? And what is the diagram for the direction of the current? That we will discuss. So, regard the flow of electrons in a different direction, we call it as current. Now, what is the direction? while discovering electricity, the actual conventional current diagram is like this. At that time, electron was not discovered. At that time, scientists thought that the flow of current, the flow of electricity is only because of positive ions. Those are called protons. At that time, there is no discovery of electron. They thought that the protons only participate in flow of current. So then the flow chart has been given like this. This is positive terminal of the battery. So protons are moving in the direction towards negative terminal. So from positive terminal, protons are moving towards negative terminal. This is a conventional current flow chart. Because at that time, protons were only discovered, electrons were not discovered. Okay, this is the conventional current flow chart. But in actual picture, what is happening? The flow of electrons. Now, what we are defining current, it is flow of electrons. From which terminal electrons move? From negative terminal only electrons move. So the flow of electrons, so from negative to positive. Here what we are discussing, electrons are actively participating in the flow of current. Protons are nowhere concerned in flow of current. Now we are dealing in. So in new methodology, after discovering electrons, what we found is in the flow of current, in the current, the active participant is only electron. Protons are nowhere concerned. They don't flow. They remain at the center itself. But it was not the theory at the time. Actually, electricity was found. So now, after just we discovered electron, the actual pattern of flow of electrons is, it is from, electron is negative. So from negative generation to positive, electrons are moving from negative, because this is a negative source from which electrons are being delivered. So electrons are moving from minus to plus. This is flow of electrons. You just concentrate as word. This is flow of electrons, not flow of current. We are, even now also, we are following this pattern only. But what it is specified in previous day, protons, is being replaced by electrons. This is only flow of electrons. But conventional current direction is, now we are following this pattern only. How it is, I will explain. Okay. Before actually knowing about the flow diagram of the current in an electric wire or a circuit, let us discuss a small matter about potentiality. What is potential? I already told you in first section. Here you see there are two tanks. A and B are two tanks. They are at the same level. They have been connected with a pipe, and basically they are at same level. Okay. So when they are at same level, they maintain same level of water. They are having same level of water and they have been at same level. If a pipe is connected, there is no flow of water because they are maintaining same level of water and they have been placed in the same platform. Even though they are connected by a pipe, there would be no change or there would be no flow of current, flow of water, because levels are equal, level of water is also equal. But you see another instance, you placed the tank A to the upper side and you placed the tank B in the lower side, and you also reduce the quantity of water in tank A, and you have increased the quantity of water in tank B. The quantity of water in tank B is more than tank A. Though in the situation tank B is having more water, but the flow of water is from A to B only. Flow of water is from A to B only. Though water is low in the water tank A, but water is flowing from A to B because of the height it is having. Because of the height it is having. Okay, in the same manner, if you ruminate the same concept here also, what I told you in the previous class, every atom is in neutral state, but in the process of ionization, because of free flow of electrons and free electrons outside some substances or some atoms, they do lose electrons, and some atoms they do receive atoms. Those which give atoms, which donates the electrons, they are called positive ion. Those which receives the electrons, those are called negative ion. So always donor is at high level. You see, donor is always at high level, receiver is always at low level. So in electricity also, which donates, the terminal which donates the electrons, we deem it as high potential. The terminal which receives electrons, we deem it as low potential. Okay. In this way, if you go for flow chart, in this is a positive terminal, this is a negative terminal. The positive terminal, because it is positive, why it became positive? Because it is delivering the electrons from this atom or terminal. So after losing the electrons, after giving the electrons, these electrons will pass towards negative terminal. This terminal will receive the electrons. Okay, so it is high-ended. Already told you which is positive. Donor is high potential. Receiver is low potential. Positive means what? High potentiality. Negative means what? The receiver, the beggar. What is the place of that beggar? It is in low potential. So always positive is high potential, negative is low potential. Current always flows from high potential to lower potential. Like water flows from high level to low level, current always flows from high potential to low potential. Here high potential means positive, low potential means negative. That's why in flow chart current flows from positive to negative. Even now we are following the same diagram. What would be the difference between conventional current diagram and this diagram? In this diagram they deem that protons are moving, but here electrons are moving. These are electrons. Here they deem these are protons. That is the only difference. But still why we are following this diagram? It is because of potential. The current, so we can define in this manner how current will flow. Current will flow from high potential to low potential. High potential means positiveness. Positiveness means donors. which is giving back the electrons, that become positive. So current always flows from positive to negative. Is it clear? So friends, we'll end the session here. In next class, we'll just discuss about potential difference, what is voltage, and what is the relation between charge and voltage, and what are the units given for potential difference, and how volt is different, how ampere is different, what is can all we'll do in tomorrow's section, and we'll do some problems on that also. Actually, why this is being told to you, because you should know. Actually, in examination point of view, there is no much importance. But being a candidate of physics, while you are learning the things, you should know why we are drawing the flowchart of the flow of current in this direction. Though electrons move from a minus to plus, why we have been drawing this? That we have to know. You have to know. So, because it is known from this diagram, after discussing about the potentiality, now we came to one point. What? Current flows from high potential to low potential. What is high potential? High potential is nothing but positiveness. How positive is coming? Losing of electrons. So positive terminal is always high potential, negative terminal is always low potential. Okay. So we'll end this session here. Tomorrow we'll discuss the things I already told you. So if you like this video, please click on to like button, and please share this video to all of your friends, and please subscribe our channel. Thank you.